This is actually installment number 3 of The Secret Art of Caliban. Uh, Caliban Strange is my alter ego. I paint everything under it, and I also play in a rock band called Caliban Strange in the Mobius group, much like Ziggy Stardust or something like that. But I sign all my names Caliban Strange, much like Sylvia Plath had a pen name. And my landscape is based on the Canadian Canada Group of Seven. They were a group of artists who exhibited early in the 20th century in Canada, and actually defined the Canadian landscape and Canadian look of art. They had many followers after that. For example, Emily Carr, who was a female who painted on the West Coast, and they say was an honorary group of seven honor member. But the group of seven was actually a boys' club. They didn't have female members. It was started by Tom Thompson, and this landscape is called a Moonlit landscape. And Tom Thompson is actually shrouded with mystery with his death. Was out canoeing because he would invite artists. He had a doctor friend actually, and he would invite artists up to paint the Canadian landscape. And Tom Thompson's landscapes were always filled with bright reds and bright oranges, you know. And that's because the landscape in the early fall in the Muskokas, the leaves were changing color. But he was out canoeing one night, and I think the canoe tipped, and they don't know what happened. They never found the body, and that's why this painting is supposed to be loosely based on that moonlit landscape. You know, where it's painted with and surrounded by mystery. It also it's also an early. It's supposed to be an early work, early spring, where the runoff from the water, from the land and the snow is dripping off into the streams. You can see it here. It's sort of like white snow, and it's running off. We have our fenced off as a dam or something like that to generate maybe a paper mill, or it could be a land just to keep wild animals out, or to fence off the property. But we have a friend of mine actually in BC on the West Coast. He had a brand of wine, and he named it Fishing Bear because late at night he could hear something in the water thrashing into the water, and it was a bear who was trying to get to fish, and he named his wine after that. And we have this round moon, like a particle, and a black purple night, and it illuminates the landscape. They even say that you can read by a full moon. You know, I mean, there are some mysteries around a full moon, like lycanthropy. You know, people believe in the idea of werewolves or anything. You know, the moon does it controls women's cycles, and the moon is actually full moons always shrouded with a mystery. And we have this gray sort of like smog here, and the whole landscape melts and burns. And this is the idea of you know, the factories belching filth into the sky, and the idea of global warming and how we contributed to global warming and pollution in the world. You know, it would be interesting, you know, because you know that famous story, The Lorax by Dr. Seuss, you know, where the factories belch out, and the pollution becomes overwhelming. This is also signed Caliban Strange, and it's also for sale on the internet. And the painting is broke up into four quadrants. We have 1, 2, 3, and then the actual sky, the sky itself, which in this case it's purple, and it's like the moon is actually reflecting the sun's light, and it's glowing and it's twisting. The whole landscape is twisting higher up, well, like the smoke from the factories, curling up off the canvas and into a black hole.